All right, my apologies. Some technical issues we're dealing with today. Starters for the Rich Rebels, junior McKenna Stacy. Let's see, we've got junior Sage Tingy, senior Allie Wallenstein, senior Sydney Hatch, and senior Eliana Brown. So starting lineup changed from when I last talked to Coach Cody Lundgren. No worries there. And their starting lineups are brought to you by the town of Woodruff. We'll get to the Lake Town Ledger here as we go, but we're just about to get underway. The Rebels in the home whites, Bryce Valley in the road black with red or green numerals, and Sydney Hatch for the tip for the Rich Rebels, brought to you by Saby Trucking, Scott and Diana Saby at Saby Trucking. Rebels is going to attack left to right. Hatch wins the tip back to Stacy, and the Rebels will start with the basketball following that Saby Trucking, Scott and Diana Saby opening tip-off. Rebels go left wing to Wallenstein, back up top. There's a little bit of that rustiness. Long skip pass, Tingy to the hoop, and can't quite finish. It bounces over the top. Rebound to Bryce Valley's Kesley Floyd. And Bryce Valley has a chance to score first. Floyd, right wing. And they pick down inside, down to the right baseline. Rebels in what looks like a man-to-man defense to start things out. A screen, down into the block, and Stacy steps in from behind, steals the ball away. There's a rare turnover from this Bryce Valley team. Rebels up to the right wing. Up top, Sydney Hatch with it, top of the key. Mustangs in a 1-3-1 zone, and they come up with the takeaway. Hatch's entry pass too short. Floyd down to the other end. Not Floyd, but it was Tori Nelson. Misses over the top. Rebels have the rebound and turn and run. Wallenstein up the left sideline. Stacy skips it back to Wallenstein on the left wing. Back up top, Stacy on the right side. Dribbles right, tries to go into the corner. Ball knocked away, out of bounds. Rebel basketball. Gives us a chance to jump into a quick look at the Lake Town Ledger. Rebels and Bryce Valley since 2002 have faced off 11 times. Rebels have won 7 of those, and the Bryce Valley Mustangs have won 4 times. Bryce Valley won 3 of the last 4 matchups. Wallenstein launches from deep on the left wing, misses, and over the top rebound to Oakley Johnson. Down to the other end, Bryce Valley tries to push, but the Rebels get back defensively. Stopper Brown defending out high at the top of the key on Tori Nelson. Picks up the dribble. Left side, that's Brooklyn Syrett, number 3. 3-point shot from Kesley Floyd from the right wing. Over the top, misses everything, bounces out of bounds to the Rebels. The Town of Lake Town Ledger is brought to you by the Town of Lake Town Mayor Burdette Weston, with council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White. Rebels to the left wing, no score on the station on main scoreboard. Stacy pulls up, left elbow, free throw line, jumper, no good, and the rebound. Tori Nelson fouled as she heads up court. A slow start offensively for both of these teams. Kenna Stacy picks up the foul, and that's her first personal. To the top of the key. Bryce Valley attacking right to left. If you're tuned in online at mylocalradio.com, right corner 3. Again, misses everything over the top, but offensive rebound for Tori Nelson of the Mustangs. They'll work it around the arc. Rich has moved into a 2-3 zone defense. A shot from the free throw line misses, and Sage Tingy. That shot was short by Bryce Valley, and Sage Tingy of the Rebels has the rebound. Stacy across the timeline. This 1-3-1 zone defense is something Rich will very possibly see from Tabiona, maybe ICS. I know Duchesne has run it a lot in the past, and it's been adopted by a lot of these teams in 1A. It defends the outside well and packs the middle when teams try to force it into the middle, and we've seen Rich turn it over a time or two already trying to force it inside. Brown passes right side, and those long arms of the Bryce Valley Mustangs have deflected a number of passes. Deflect that one out of bounds. Rich with the inbound play. Inbound plays are brought to you by the Crawford Trough in Randolph. Open late after every Rebel home game. Stacy pulls up, left elbow, misses short. Long rebound to Tingy. And Rich has the offensive board and a second chance. Sage's second rebound of the game. She drives and is fouled. And Tingy will head to the free throw line for a couple of Bear Lake Realty free throws. Our first quarter underway. 5:11 left here in the first period. No score, and Sage Tingy heads to the free throw line to shoot 2. Foul charge to Macy Brinkerhoff, the senior, and Tingy's first free throw rattles in and out. Sage comes in after averaging 5.5 points, 3.5 rebounds last year. Rebels still not on the board. Tingy's second free throw eases down through and in. Rich leads 1-0. First points of the game come with 5:11 left in the first quarter. Rebels putting on a little bit of pressure. Mustangs break it, drive, shot too strong off the glass by Oakley Johnson. But the Rebels foul, and Johnson will head to the free throw line to try to tie things up. And I believe it was Sydney Hatch with the foul, her first personal. Boy, a slow start for both of these teams offensively. Johnson hits the first, ties the score at 1. Oakley Johnson, a rebound, a point, make it 2 points as she swishes the second free throw through as well. And Bryce Valley has its first lead, 2-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard, almost midway through the first quarter. Brown to Stacy. McKenna looks to her right, back left, nothing there. Thinks about a long three and then passes it up, dishes off. Wallentine drives, floats high off the glass, and a charging foul on Wallentine as Kesley Floyd got right in front and drew the contact. So Floyd picks up the foul, or draws the charge. Wallentine picks up her first personal. 2-1, Bryce Valley on top. Rebels set up in a man-to-man defense. Nelson across the timeline. Wallentine with her, looking for a pass. Finally gets it to Floyd. Stacy was right with her. Floyd moves to her right, trips up. Stacy didn't think she touched her. The official says, yes, you did. And Stacy picks up her second personal foul. That won't help the Rebels on either side of the court, offensively or defensively, as Taylor McKee checks into the ball game and spells McKenna Stacy, who picks up 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes and 31 seconds of the ball game. 2-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels trail the Bryce Valley Mustangs. Rich last year opened the season against the Paiute T-Birds and won a similar what started, at least the way this one is starting. Right baseline jumper is up and swishes through from Brooklyn Syret. First field goal of the game makes it 4-1 Bryce Valley. Rich beat Paiute 25-20 last year in the opening game of the season. What was, as this one has started, a defensive battle. Tingy from the right side drives, draws the contact, and a blocking foul this time. Tingy goes down right on top of Floyd, helps Floyd up off the ground, and Sage Tingy will head back to the free throw line to shoot 2. But free throws are brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, helping Rebels get back, or Bear Lake Realty, they've got beachfront room with a view or secluded mountain retreat. You can buy now and start enjoying beautiful Bear Lake. Tingy hits the first. She's 2 for 3 from the line. Another opportunity coming. Could bring Rich within a point. 4-2, Rebels trail. Lane violation by Bryce Valley. Rebels cross the line as well. Tingy missed the free throw. She'll get another one. I'm surprised he blew the whistle. I think that they'd let her shoot the free throw. Then if she misses, then you get the next free throw. But he blew it as she shot. She rattles the second one home either way. The third one, I guess. And it's 4-3. Rebels trail by 1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rich applying some full court pressure. Up across the timeline. Nelson. Boy, that looks like a carry with the left-hand dribble, but no whistle. Drive to the right side. Pass across the key. Left side, Johnson. Jumper from 12 feet on the left angle. Down near the baseline, and Johnson knocks it down. 6-3. Mustangs lead the Rebels. First quarter, 3.5 left. Stacy. Again, the pass deflected. Cornea bumped by Kesley Floyd as she tried to dribble back out toward the top. And Floyd, looks like McKenna Stacy on the other side, just picked up her second personal foul. Into the game, Kendall Staple. Rebels, I think, trying to get into the flow of the offense. Of course, Bryce Valley the same, but they've been a little more quick to find an open spot and pull the trigger on shots. Inbound again, brought to you by the Crawford Trough. Taylor McKee dribbles to her right, up top, and Tingy fires away from downtown, misses everything, out of bounds to the Mustangs. 6-3, Bryce Valley leads on the Station on Main scoreboard in the first quarter with 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. Rebels have 3 free throws, Mustangs 2 field goals and 2 free throws. Across the timeline, right side, that was Syret. Give it up top. Left side, over to Nelson. Dribbles toward her left, but the Rebel defense, man-to-man, cuts her off. Nelson tries again to drive, but McKee right on her. McKee really hounding Nelson for 5-second violation. No timeout. Coach Tyson Brinkerhoff right before. And the Mustangs will take the timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. Be right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. On main scoreboard, season underway. We're in the first quarter, 2:54 left in the first. This is Ryan Steinekert here, and joining me on for some color analysis, Elon Olive, the play-by-play voice of the Emerson Red Devils. Elon, thanks for being here.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me, Ryan.
I should probably turn your microphone on. That might help.
Oh, yeah, now you can hear me.
There we go.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
So Nelson on the right side. Walentine steps in front of a pass. She's out in front of everybody. Can she beat Nelson to the hoop? No, but she's fouled. Nelson picks up her first, and Walentine heads to the line.
You know, Ryan, it looks like that Rich is having that classic first game jitters where they're trying to rush everything. They're trying to play with a lot of intensity. They just need to calm down. I think they'll be right. They're only down by 3.
Yeah, nothing to worry about at this point of the game. A slow start, and they'll make some adjustments and see how things go. Walentine at the line. First one eases down through off the front of the iron. And Rich is 4 of 5 from the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Well, we want to thank our pregame sponsors, including the town of Woodruff, Thompson Ranch, the town of Laketown, of course, the Rich County 4-H. We'll try to get to that standout student during the half. Walentine hits the second. Rich back to within 1, 6-5. Rebels trail.
And it really makes you wonder if Walentine hitting those two is going to get Rich on the right track now.
Sometimes, especially in an early season game like this, I see Rich running that full court press, and I wonder if that's as much to try to force turnovers as Taylor McKee forces a turnover. Heads up court, she's fouled on her way to the hoop. But sometimes coaches will put a team in a press like that to try to get them moving, get that energy going.
And exactly, but I think right now the problem maybe is too much energy. They're playing with a lot of nerves, a lot of emotion, first game of the year. And like I mentioned earlier, it seemed like in that first part of the first quarter, they were just rushing things. And, I mean, we saw it with the Walentine charge as the first free throw from Rich falls through, and it's all knotted up now, Ryan.
6-6, Taylor McKee. First varsity free throw is good, and she'll shoot a second. Runs through the routine, shoots short, front of the iron, rebound on the floor. Staple almost got a hand on it, but couldn't. Rebels tie the score at 6 with 2:14 left on the station on main scoreboard. Here in the first quarter, Milford, about this time against Manila, was leading 25-3 and went on to win that game. Mustangs with it. Ball gets knocked around, pinballs a bit, and then Nelson backs it out to reset the offense. Rebels playing some tight man-to-man defense. McKee pokes it away from Nelson, but Nelson gets it back, and then a foul. Amanda Shanoff had it. Walentine reached in, took the ball away, but got an arm. And Walentine picks up her second.
So now I've got Walentine and Stacy both with 2 fouls here in the first quarter. Once again, just kind of a sign of them needing to calm down and get those nerves under control.
And adjust to whatever officiating, whether it's tight or soft or however they're calling it. That's always an adjustment. Coach Lundgren sends McKenna Stacy back in there, and she quickly pulls a steal away. Her second of the ball game, goes all the way to the other end, and the Rebels have their first field goal of the day with 1:37 left in the first quarter. And Stacy, I'm sure, was told by Coach Lundgren, McKenna, do not pick up another foul. I'm going to put you back in, but you cannot foul. 1:21 left in the first. Rich on top, 8-6. Nelson, left baseline. Oakley Johnson dribbles, kicks it back out to Floyd. Drives into the middle, gets past the D, floats it up high over the block, but she's fouled. Staple, I think, will pick up the personal.
You know, you mentioned in the pregame show that Bryce Valley is a very solid, fundamental team, and that's showing tonight. They're not afraid to make that extra pass as the first free throw is just kind of rattles off the glass and kind of falls to the ground.
Kesley Floyd, a junior this year, averaged almost 1.5 points per game last year, and can't get the second one to go either, but an offensive rebound for the Mustangs. And it was Kristen Stewart, not the Twilight actor, but the Bryce Valley Mustang with the offensive board. Rebels pressure, forces another loose ball. It's on the floor, and they'll call it a quick travel. Oh, I thought it was going to be a Mountain Valley Cattle Company jump ball, but travel on the Mustangs gives it to Rich. That's 5 first quarter turnovers for Bryce Valley.
I tell you what, though, Bryce Valley put in the maximum effort there. You saw people diving all over the hardwood, just trying to get a hold of that ball. It was surrounded by black and green, but just kind of makes one mistake and that overturns it all.
8-6, Rebels on top here in this first quarter. Down right baseline, Ellie Brown lobs it back, a dangerous pass. Stacy fakes the shot, drives, floats it up off the window and in. McKenna with a nice move in the finish. 10-6, Rebels lead with just over 30 seconds left in the first quarter. And surely Coach Brinkerhoff will tell his team, hold for the final shot. They pass down inside, and Oakley Johnson makes a move. Can't get anywhere from the lower block. Kicks it back out, and the right angle jumper from 15 feet eases down through by Amanda Shanath. The whistles blow it dead. Not sure what the whistles were for. Oh, one of the players, a little bit of blood or something. And Tori Nelson checks back into the game. Rich leading 10-8. Coach Lundgren calls out last shot, ladies. Stacy crosses the timeline with 12 seconds left in the first quarter. McKee back to Stacy. McKenna thinks about the three, passes it up. McKee dribbles toward her left, lobs left corner. Stacy with 3, 2, Tingy, top of the key. McKee launches it at the buzzer, stuffed. And it comes down as the horn sounds. End of the first quarter, 10-8. Rich on top by 2 points. And we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with your second quarter action right after this on the Wild. Lead 1-0, and Bryce Valley went up 6-3. Rebels battled back. Bryce Valley kept it close, 10-8 at the end of the first quarter.
And one thing to notice, Ryan, is that Rich only has had the lead for only about 2 possessions, so it's a fresh lead. We'll see what Bryce Valley does about it.
Macy Brinkerhoff wanted to shoot, but Ellie Brown right in her face. Brinkerhoff, that was a good move by her, just hesitating. She gave a ball fake, didn't leave her feet. It looked like a travel, but it wasn't. And then she dished it back outside. At the top of the key, looking for the backdoor cut. They find Brinkerhoff to the hoop, too strong off the window, and Stacy pulls down the Rebel rebound, her second of the ball game. Rebels push the other way. Tingy down to the baseline, double team, in some trouble, rolls it back out to Stacy. McKenna up top to Brown. Eliana left wing. McKee for 3, not blocked this time, just a bit long. JC Cornea offensive, board the putback, bounce on the rim and down through.
Tell you what, I've been really impressed by the defense for Taylor McKee today, this afternoon. She has been all over her assignment.
Give JC Cornea the offensive rebound and the putback for the bucket. Rich leads 12-8. McKee coming in, get some early minutes because of foul trouble. Stacy on the floor with 2 fouls. Wallenstein on the bench with 2 fouls. Left side, hard cut into the middle. Nelson turns, wants to shoot. Cut off there, double team. Back outside, Oakley Johnson for 3. Drains it. Oakley Johnson with 7 in the ball game. Rebel lead down to 1. 12-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Stacy wanted the 3. Faked it, drives in, shoots back iron, no. Rebound, Ellie Brown, and she's fouled as she tries to dribble away from the D.
Stacy's shot may have not have gone in, but it showed great patience. She looked like she wanted the 3. She instead waited for the opening just inside the arc, and it was a good shot. It didn't go in, but it's the type of shot you want to take.
Ellie Brown, they say she was shooting. It didn't look like it to me, but we'll take the official's word for it, and Ellie heads to the free throw line for 2. Did it look like she was shooting to you?
I honestly don't think so, but
we'll take
it. I mean,
I shouldn't question.
The basketball gods giveth and taketh away, so let's not talk too much about it.
Free throws are brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake area. Brown hits the first, swishes the second, and Rich leads 14-11. 2 big free throws there from Eliana Brown. 3.5, almost 4 rebounds last year per game with 2 points per contest. And I think Rich expecting and hoping for a little bit more from her this year, especially on the points category. Oakley Johnson, nice move. Starts right, goes back left, misses. Brinkerhoff and Brown fighting for the rebound and knocked out of bounds off of Brinkerhoff. And there was Brown with the hustle. That doesn't go in the stats book for anything. Doesn't get a rebound or a pointer there, but gets the ball back for Rich. Under 6 minutes to go in the Stacey's Repair second quarter. McKee penetrates, then dishes off. Brown quickly back out left wing to Stacy. It's a high pass, or to Tingy rather. And she'll give it back to McKee. Taylor penetrates, kicks it back out. Wallenstein penetrates, kicks it back out. Long 2 for Tingy off the back iron. No, and Oakley Johnson has the rebound.
Once again, that shot didn't go in, but it's the shot that you want to take. Wide open shot for Tingy.
If you're the Rockets, you don't take those mid-range jumpers. But the Rebels are not the Houston Rockets.
No.
We'll take those open looks from mid-range.
Yeah.
Kesley Floyd gets around the defense, drives in, loses it out of bounds. Rebel ball. She just mishandled that, and I think the pressure coming in, she was trying to gather it in and lost it.
Well, it looked like as she was driving forward, there were two Rebels that kind of shrunk the window as they moved laterally and really kind of shrunk things down, and that forced her to make that mistake.
That's a turnover, not a Rich County government steal, but steals that Rich comes up with are brought to you by Rich County government. A charge, the second of the game, Taylor McKee, the guilty party this time. Rich trying to penetrate. I think that Coach Lundgren has said, hey, girls, let's get some more penetration than drive and dish. But McKee couldn't get rid of it quickly enough.
But it also looks like that Bryce Valley is making the adjustments coaching-wise. They're saying, hey, if they're coming into the key, plant your feet and take that hit.
14-11 in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rebels on top on the Station on Main scoreboard. Out on the right wing, Floyd drives with the left hand, hooks it up and in. Nice shot by Kesley Floyd to finish. Dribbling to her left, hooked it up off the glass and got it to fall. Brown at the top of the key. Rebel lead is 1, 14-11. Oakley Johnson comes in, pokes it away from Brown. Ellie hustles and steals it back. There is a Rich County government steal for Ellie Brown. After Rich had turned it over, McKee to the free throw line, bumped, and the ball pops loose, but McKee draws the foul and will head back to the free throw line.
McKenna Stacy checking back in for the Rebels, so they've got their high-powered weapon back in there.
This is a 1-and-1. That foul was on the floor, charged to Tori Nelson. And again, free throws brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, Gary McKee in Garden City, the highest volume and most experienced realtor in the area. And McKee swishes the first one through. Taylor, a sophomore, played a lot of JV last year and getting some varsity time this year. Right off the bat, she's got 2 points on 2 of 3 Bear Lake Realty free throws. Second, swishes through. Pretty shot.
And the skill from the stripe right there is going to show that she's going to be one to be relied on in close games when you really need someone to close out those games at the stripe.
Penetration and a foul against the Rebels. And I think that's McKee. So now you've got McKee, Wallenstein, and Stacy with 2 fouls apiece.
You know, we keep talking about it, but it is the first game of the season. There's the nerves, there's the jitters, the adrenaline. They're gonna play pretty high gear, and that's what happens. Sometimes you lose control and you end up getting some fouls.
1-and-1 free throws for the Mustangs. I didn't catch who that was, and the ponytail blocks the number on her back. Is it Brooklyn Syret? First free throw was good. Second one good as well. It was Syret going 2 for 2. 16-15. Rebels lead by 1, a narrow lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. Stacy in the key, ball poked away. Tons of contact. She dives to the floor, gets it back. Rebels fired around, working inside. Hatch misses the shot, but may get free throws. Maisie Brinkerhoff saying that was on the floor, but Hatch heads to the line. And Sydney will attempt her first Bear Lake Realty free throws of the season. First one, front of the iron, rolls over and in. Midway through this second quarter, brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Wallenstein gets back into the game as Hatch shoots the second. This one, front of the iron to the glass and down through. McKee gets a breather, and Sage Tingy checks back in. McKee with 2 fouls. Wallenstein and Stacy both 2 fouls on the floor here in this second quarter. Tingy defending Syret all the way up to the timeline, almost forces a turnover. Syret gets it, drives to the left side, kicks it back out right wing. And a mid-range jumper, no. Offensive board by the Mustangs. Oh, and Stacy just picked up, I think, unless it's on Tingy. And McKenna was close, but it's almost like the defense moved into her, the offense moved into her. Yep. McKenna will pick up her 3rd personal.
Definitely not what Coach Lundgren was hoping for the first game of the season.
J.C. Cornea checks into the game, so it's Cornea, Tingy, Wallenstein, Staple, and Hatch on the floor. Brooklyn Syret back at the line where she's 2 for 2 in the ballgame. This is a 1-and-1. And she hits the first. Boy, she's looks like a solid free throw shooter we've seen so far. Cyrus with 5 points. Can bring the Mustangs within 1 if she hits this second. Does not. And the rebound in and out of the hands of Cornea, but then she chases it down in the corner. Rich leads by 2, 18-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wallenstein crosses the timeline. Rebels attacking left to right at mylocalradio.com. Staple across the top. Tingy drives into traffic, kicks it back outside, barely got it back to Hatch. Rich trying to work it around the arc quickly against this 1-3-1 zone of the Bryce Valley Mustangs, giving the Rebels some trouble so far. Wallenstein open 3, misses wide left. And you'll see that here at the Sevier Valley Center, Elin, that orange line throws the players off. They always shoot from behind the orange rather than the high school three-point line, which is blue. Camera. Top of the key. Cyrus has it poked away but gets it back. 3-man weave. And Brinkerhoff. Ball poked away, but a Rebel foul. And Sage Tingy picks up her first to send Bryce Valley back to the line. A lot of fouls in this first half. That's 10 team fouls on Rich, 8 team fouls on Bryce Valley. And is this Cyrus again?
It is, and she just put that one straight down the pipe.
Cyrus with 6 points and can tie the score with 2:55 left in the Stacey's Repair second quarter, and she does. Perfect swish. That's a Steph Curry free throw.
It's almost as if it's not even a challenge for her.
Wallenstein across the timeline. Score tied at 18. Station on Main scoreboard. Stacey's Repair second quarter. Rebels in some foul trouble. 4 different players with 2 fouls apiece. Well, 3 with 2. Stacey with 3. Cornea on the left wing. Sage Tingy got tripped up trying to cut through the lane. Pops up, takes the pass on the right wing, dribbles in, splits the defense, forces it up, and draws the foul. Tingy went 3 of 4 from the free throw line in the first quarter. And the way that this is being officiated, the way the teams are playing, free throws are going to decide this game.
Free throws in the bench. I mean, you're going to see a lot of people come in that are not your typical starters because you have people like Stacy, like Wallenstein, Tingy now, who's got some fouls. All those guys will be in foul trouble a little bit later on in the game if it continues this way, so it will come down to free throws in the bench.
Tingy misses the first left side on the Bear Lake Realty free throw line for another. That's 9th team foul against Bryce Valley. She misses short, and the rebound, Oakley Johnson. McKee reaches in and picks up her third. So, and that was a foul.
You're not even going to try to defend that one
No,
up.
I'm not. There have been a couple so far today. I would go, well, I would try to defend it, but not that one. So that'll send Oakley Johnson to the free throw line. She's 2 for 2, and Bryce Valley can retake the lead.
And Johnson, who's shown she's quite the baller here for this Bryce Valley team. This will be one to watch moving forward.
Yeah, she's a senior. Hits the first, and she has 8 points. Last year averaged 7 points as a junior for this Bryce Valley team that went 10 and 14 overall. Johnson hits them both, and Bryce Valley leads by 2, 20-18 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wallenstein to Brown, back to AWOL. This 1-3-1 zone. It's something the Rebels will have to get better at playing against this season, especially if teams see this and see what they can do, slowing down the Rebels. Wallenstein for 3, right side, drains it.
That was a Steph Curry shot.
Well, that's a 3-point shot brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff for all your propane needs. 435-793-4208. Bryce Valley tries to answer, and a push foul against Bryce Valley on a 3-point shot that was short. Staple battling for the rebound, and I didn't see the contact, but it's a foul against Bryce Valley. No, the official says no, it's actually a push against, Bryce Valley. Macy Brinkerhoff going, me? Really?
Sometimes it feels like that you just draw a number out of hat, be like, okay, that's the one.
And I'm kind of going, really? Because I was watching Staple as that ball was coming down, because that's where it was coming down to, and she just worked around Brinkerhoff. I didn't see the contact. But Staple goes to the line to shoot 2. That is the double bonus, times 10. We got enough fouls to serve some fried chicken for dinner. Staple misses short off the front iron. Kendall will shoot another one. Would put the Rebels up by 2 if she hits. 21-20 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 1:46 left in this Stacy's Repair second quarter. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair. Staples second off the side of the iron, and off to the side, Oakley Johnson, another rebound. I've got that as her 5th unofficially. Rebel lead is still at 1, 21-20 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
And Ryan, we haven't really seen very many runs from any of these teams. They're playing each other very closely.
Johnson, the top of the key. Rebels have switched to a zone defense of their own. At the top of the key, long three, way short. May have been blocked by Staple, and Tingy comes down with the Rebel rebound. Just over a minute left in the quarter. Tingy across the timeline to Brown, back to Tingy. Sage, a couple of dribbles. Rebels showing some patience with this possession. Staple, lost control, double dribble. Rebel 4th turnover of the ball game, gives it right back to Bryce Valley.
And right now, Bryce Valley, you got to be happy with where they're at. You're almost to the halftime. You're in this game. It's not something that they're showing intimidation or anything like that. I know we heard in the pregame interview from Coach Brinkerhoff that he said that we're getting thrown right into the fire, and they're responding well.
Yeah, they certainly are, and that I attribute that 1-3-1 defense to a lot of it. They've really slowed down this Rebel offense. Expectations coming into this year, I think, for Rich, very high. Bryce Valley, not a lot of returning starters, so, I mean, their expectations are always high, but from others around the state, certainly Rich with higher expectations, being ranked in the top 5 preseason.
And this opening half, I mean, the first 16 minutes of the season for them, it's got to be a pleasant surprise for them. Like, hey, we're playing with one of the top-ranked teams in the state going into this year. It's got to give you some encouragement.
Tori Nelson fouled. A blocking foul hits the first free throw. Nelson with her first point of the game. She averaged almost 1 point per game last year in limited action as a sophomore. Reagan Syret checks into the game as Nelson attempts a second free throw that would put Bryce Valley on top. Misses left side. Rebound. Brown keeps it away from Oakley Johnson. Johnson may have taken an inadvertent elbow to the lips or to the face as she kind of came away touching her lip, looking at it, maybe for blood. Hatch at the free throw line to Wallenstein. Back around to Brown on the left wing, and she throws it away. Stolen by Brooklyn Syret. She loses the dribble out of bounds. Rebel basketball. No, Bryce Valley must have gone off of Rich. I didn't see that. Syret just lost the dribble, and it must have deflected off of Eliana Brown and out of bounds.
I think it just kind of went off her kind of arch of her foot area.
Yeah.
Is what I believe would be the possibility there.
Tied at 21 as we get to the closing seconds of the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Pass, a long one across the top. Nelson dribbles into the key, bumped, kicks it back out to Syret. Out in the right corner, down to 11-10, 9 seconds left. Syret dribbles around, Rebels defending high. Gives it to Brinkerhoff in the middle,
wow.
And she grabs it, goes to the floor, and travels.
Tell you what, though, that pass from Nelson from the left to the right, she didn't even have her feet planted when she threw that one. It was kind of like a little jump across her body type pass. A pretty athletic move there for Nelson.
3.5 seconds left. Tingy inbounds. Wallenstein with 3, 2, 1. Top of the key. 3 at the buzzer. Too long. Wallenstein may have gotten hit on the shot, but no foul. And we go to the half with the score tied at 21 on the Station on Main scoreboard. We'll be right back with the halftime show, including some Town of Randolph first half highlights right after this on the Wildlife and My Local Radio. Oakley Johnson 4 for 4. Brooklyn Syret 5 of 6. Those two combined 90%, 9 out of 10. Rich will have the basketball to start our third quarter action. Again, first half highlights were brought to you by the Town of Randolph. Third quarter presented by Epic Recreation. Stacy fires it across left corner. Wallenstein, three-pointer short, stuck between the rim and the backboard. That's a turnover. Well, I guess they counted as a team rebound to Bryce Valley.
I got to say, I've never actually seen that in real life before. I've
You
seen
haven't?
that on games, but I've never seen that in person before where it just sticks right in between the glass and the hoop.
That's stuck in there good.
Yeah, they had to wait a few minutes to get it out.
2 hits from a second ball to get it out. 21-21, we're knotted up. The third quarter just underway, brought to you by Epic Recreation. When you visit Bear Lake, You need rentals, whether you're up on the hills or down on the lake. epicrecreation.net or find them on Facebook. That's Epic Recreation for all your rentals in the Bear Lake area. Rebels have switched to a zone defense. Looks like a 2-3 zone. We'll see if that rings true as we keep going. Floyd from the right baseline. Jumper, short. McKenna Stacy, the Rebel rebound. Stacy out there with 3 personal fouls. Goes deep underneath to McKee. Taylor steps back to get away from the defense, and I thought she traveled, but no, she was fouled.
Well, the defense was hopping all over her, and it could have gone either way. So,
I think Coach Brinkerhoff saw what I did. He goes, "Oh no!" You can hear him from here. Probably an "oh no" in the fact that it's against Macy Brinkerhoff. Scoreboard says that's 1 personal foul. I've got that as her 3rd. I'm probably the incorrect one, but the officials over at the scores table discussing some kind of discrepancy. That would also help explain Coach Brinkerhoff's reaction of the "oh no" as one of his. And look, the scoreboard just changed to the 3 fouls on Macy Brinkerhoff. Crawford Trough inbound play for the Rebels. Left corner, Wallenstein fires away and misses over the top. Kesley Floyd with the Bryce Valley rebound. She'll turn and run.
That's the 2nd consecutive possession where Wallenstein has taken a shot from that exact spot. She's trying to show that she owns that area, and if she can sink a few from there, that's exactly what will happen.
Down in the right corner, Oakley Johnson, who had 9 points, led all scorers in that first half. Kicks it back outside. Syret takes her time. Bryce Valley, I think, more content than the Rebels would be to just play it patient, slow, have a defensive battle, and keep it close. Johnson turns around, misses, rebound tipped, and Stacy pulls it in for Rich, her 5th rebound. Up ahead, McKee, Taylor sees an opening in the lane, tries to drive there. She's cut off, and a jump ball.
And once again, look at where's Wallenstein. The exact spot she's been in the last 2 offensive possessions for Rich.
Down in that left corner. Jump ball was the call. Rich got it to start the second half. If it's a jump ball, shouldn't it have been Bryce Valley's ball? Stacy in the left corner. Oh, when it stuck in between the backboard and the rim, they call that a jump ball. Okay. So the jump ball was brought to you by Mountain Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Tori Nelson picks up her 3rd personal foul as Stacy tried to drive. Rich gets it in. Wallenstein misses from the right corner. Stacy the offensive rebound, a scrum for it. There will be another Mountain Valley Cattle Company jump ball, and this time it'll go to Bryce Valley.
Right now, Bryce Valley is getting to play their game, that slow, methodical defensive game. Rich is historically that high-powered, fast-paced game, and they're not getting to really get going at all.
Rich extends the 2-3 zone defense out high, almost forces the ball away from Kesley Floyd, but she maintains the dribble. Epic Recreation 3rd quarter, score tied 21-all. Oakley Johnson at the free throw line, right side. Nelson for 3, short. Brinkerhoff, the offensive board, back outside. They work it around. Syret for 3 from the left wing, got it. Brooklyn Syret knocks it down. She's into double digits scoring with 10 points.
10 of 24.
Yeah, 10 of the team's 24. Brooklyn Johnson has just about the rest with 9. 24-21. Stacy tries to split the defense. She's hit to the floor, loses the ball. No foul called. Rebels turn it over. Bryce Valley the other way. Nelson on the right side can't finish, but Taylor McKee fouls her and picks up her 4th personal foul.
Once again, Bryce Valley trying to force Rich to play their game, that patient, wait for your opportunity type game. And Bryce Valley saw their opportunity when they doubled Stacy and took that ball over.
Nelson 1 for 2 at the free throw line so far in this game. Hits the first, and Bryce Valley's lead climbs to 4. J.C. Cornea checks in. Taylor McKee with 4 personal fouls, 3 points on 3 of 4 from the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. And Nelson's 2nd free throw, back iron and down through. Ellie Brown checks in. Sydney Hatch takes a breather. Hatch, I don't know, she's has not taken a field goal attempt. Actually one, she missed it, got free throws and hit them both, but has not been able to be involved in this game much. Rich has not figured out the 1-3-1 zone yet. Tingy penetrates all the way to the hoop, shoots and misses, and a foul and a charge. A third of the game against the Rebels.
And once again, this just kind of sends the message to the Rebels that you can't go in there with all that intensity that you're used to. You've got to ease up, and you've got to play more of a finesse game.
And Coach Lundgren, boy, he had an unfriendly look for the official after that call. And I have to agree with the look that he gave. Nelson to the right side, 26-21. Boy, left hand, she looks like she carries it every time, but no whistle. Kicks it inside, back out to Nelson. Dribbles to her right. Dishes off, Oakley Johnson. Rebels switch to a man-to-man defense. Johnson picks up, defense right on her, gives it off to Kesley Floyd. Dribbles to her left, back to her right, picks it up, and gives to Nelson. Wallenstein on her. She'll pick it up, dribble, and give to Syret. One dribble, turnaround jumper, short, rebound, Ellie Brown, and Macy Brinkerhoff comes in to try and knock it away, and that's her fourth. And I got to say, I mean, maybe I didn't see the swat on the arm or something that happened, but it didn't look like a lot of contact. And as many fouls as we've already had, I'd like to see them get to play a little more, including that foul on Brinkerhoff. I think let them play.
I think it's worthy to note that this is the first game for everyone, including the officials, so everybody's got some rust to kind of work through,
True.
and it's going to get better.
Stacy on the left wing. Rebels trail 26-21. Crossover dribble, loses it, but into the hands of Wallenstein. Brown on the left wing, throws it away.
Short pass. I mean, Brown tried to find Wallenstein, but Brown comes up and just pokes it right back out on the return.
So Brown turns it over, then steals it back, her second steal of the game. Over to Stacy, and she's fouled as she heads up court. Brooklyn Syret picks up her first.
That was a hard foul, too. It almost looked like the forearm kind of got the head of McKenna Stacy as she was trying to guard her as Stacy tried to go by her.
Wallenstein inbounds to Stacy, and the Rebels attacking right to left. Rich in the home whites. Bryce Valley in the blacks with green numerals. Stacy for three. Yes, it rattles home. A T7 Propane in Woodruff. 3-point shot for all your propane needs. 435-793-4208. Stacy with 7 in the ball game.
Halfway through the third quarter, and that's the first points of the half for Rich.
26-24. Rebels trailing Bryce Valley Mustangs. Nelson holding. Finally hands off to Syret. Tingy defending out high on Syret, around the top of the arc. Fires left corner. Johnson tries to drive, gets to the baseline, cut off, double team, kicks it back out to Floyd. And her pass deflected. Syret on the sideline saves it to the Rebels. McKenna Stacy will get credit for the Rich County government steal. Stacy shoots, misses, gets her own rebound, misses that, gets her own rebound again, saves it into Wallenstein. Left angle jumper from 10 feet, good. Swishes through.
And that's what Rich needs. They need Wallenstein and Stacy to start catching fire so they can just start becoming those weapons that they know they can rely on, really.
Rich on a 5-0 run ties the score at 26 with 2:58 left in the Epic Recreation third. Nelson dribbles, tries to pass into the middle, deflected away, and Rich comes up with a station in Randolph steal. Wallenstein fouled as she heads up court. Brooklyn Syret, who hadn't committed a foul all game long, picks up 2 quick ones. Score tied at 26 as Rich inbounds to Stacy. 2:50 left in this Epic Recreation third quarter. It's been a close one from start to finish. Neither team has led by much. I think Bryce Valley's 5-point lead has been the biggest. Stacy finds some space, penetrates, ball poked away, but a reach foul will be Bryce Valley's 6th of the quarter. My goodness. And this is Kristen Stewart with her 3rd personal. Next foul, and the Rebels will be in the bonus. Stacy fakes the shot. Easy lane to the hoop. Finishes. Floyd tries to draw the charge, but doesn't happen. And Stacy picks up 2 more points to put Rich on top, 28-26. Rebels on a 7-0 run.
And that's exactly what Rich needed. They needed that offense to kind of catch fire here in the second half in order to separate themselves away from Bryce Valley.
Syret. And Bryce Valley is going to have a hard time playing tight defense the rest of the way as Nelson throws inside and throws it away. Stacy comes from the backside, steals, and Oakley Johnson just picked up a foul as Stacy dribbled past her. McKenna Stacy with her 4th steal of the game, averaged 4 steals per game last year. And that sends Stacy to the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1. Oakley Johnson's 2nd personal, and 7 fouls against Bryce Valley as a team. That's a lot of fouls. Stacy, her first free throws of the game. Last year, about a 70% free throw shooter. She'll get 1 and 1 here. Very like Realty free throw line. Takes her time, fires away, and swishes. Perfect swish. McKenna likes volleyball. She enjoys it. Volleyball season ended. I said, "Are you excited?" "Oh yeah." She loves basketball.
I'm waiting for this day for a long time.
Enjoys volleyball, has a great time, loves basketball. Rattles the second free throw home. 2 Bear Lake Realty free throws in, and the Rebels lead by 4, 30-26 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 2 minutes left in the Epic Recreation third.
And here's the bottom line with Rich. They're still a very young team. I look at their roster. I only see 4 seniors on the entire squad. So they're going to be good, and they'll have plenty of time to get good together.
Floyd on the left wing. Lobs back door. Brown almost took it away, but Johnson, strong hands, tries to go up with it, and Brown fouls her. So Johnson will go back to the line where she's 4 for 4. Oh, no, they'll say it was on the floor. I jumped to the gun on that. Eliana Brown picks up her first personal foul, and Bryce Valley inbounds from the baseline. Lob into Johnson just outside the free throw line. High dribble. Coach Lundgren wanted a carry, but doesn't get it. Early season, maybe they'll let some of that little stuff go like that. Floyd dribbles right, slowly, fires to Syret. She looks inside, nothing there. Kristen Stewart cuts to the elbow, and Syret just holds on. Rebels in a man-to-man defense, leading 30-26 in the third. Oakley Johnson draws in the defense, kicks it back outside. Floyd for 3, missed. Rebound kicked around, and Wallenstein comes up with it. Cornea out in front of everybody on the fast break. JC to the hoop, misses, too strong off the window. Rebound comes down. Stacy rips it away, bounces to Brown, across the key to Tingy, who misses just short. Gets her own rebound, puts it back up, and can't get that to go.
Back and forth we go in the final minute of the third quarter in a very close game, Ryan.
Boy, Rich missed 2 or 3 golden opportunities to get an easy bucket there. But the Rebels lead 30-26 as Syret crosses the timeline to Nelson on the left wing. Dribbles into the key, finds an open lane, and goes all the way to the hoop. Nice drive by Tori Nelson.
Her lane was about a mile wide. It really just looked like she had great vision to kind of circled around.
Rebels push up court. Tingy on the right wing. Couple of dribbles, finds a lane, dishes back to the right corner. Stacy picks it up, fires away, and misses over the top. But Cornea with the offensive rebound, can't get it to go. Another offensive board by Brown. Tingy drives. She's fouled, a blocking foul. I thought the way they've called it, that would be another charge, but no, Tingy will go to the line and shoot 2.
And again, Allie Wallenstein camped out right here on this left wing, just in the corner all by herself. No one guarding her.
J.C. Cornea's third rebound, a second offensive by My Tally. Tingy at the line, swishes the first one. Oakley Johnson, the guilty party on the foul. That's her third. And the fouls just continue to pile up for both teams, more so in this third quarter for Bryce Valley. And with so many players in foul trouble, I'm interested to see how they don't have a lot of depth to begin with, just 11 players on the roster, and then with this many in foul trouble, it's going to be tough for them to play tough defense.
And we're not even in the fourth quarter, so it is going to come down to whose bench is going to come through, who's going to hit the shots at the stripe. First half it was Bryce Valley, but now it looks like Rich is starting to take control of this thing.
32-28 as Tingy hit both Bear Lake Realty free throws, and Bryce Valley will play for a final shot of the Epic Recreation third. Under 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Syret at the top of the key with 4, 3. Nelson drives, dishes off right side. Stewart, 2, 1, throws it up right before the buzzer, misses. Tingy pulls down the board at the end of quarter number 3. The Rebels lead 32-28. This third quarter has been brought to you by Epic Recreation. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. Visit epicrecreation.net for all your rentals in Bear Lake. Rebels start this fourth and final quarter with Wallenstein, Stacy, Cornea, Staple, and Tingy on the floor. It's the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Count on us to care, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Good quick ball movement by the Rebels. Staple drives in, pulls up just short. Cornea offensive board, put back up and in. Off the glass.
And if I'm not mistaken, Ryan, that's the biggest lead of the day, 6 points for the Rebels.
That biggest lead for either team. Bryce Valley had a 5-point lead early in the third quarter, but Rich has outscored Bryce Valley 13-2 since that point. Missed shot short. Cornea with the Rebel rebound. Stacy up across the timeline, left wing. Staple inside for Tingy. Sage dribbles out away from traffic, out to the left wing. Stops, thought about the shot, and dished it off. Wallenstein on the right wing. Free throw line, Cornea drives past the D, dribbles it off for her own foot and out.
So now it'll be interesting to see what Bryce Valley does, since they can't play that that really tough defense like they did in that first half.
Macy Brinkerhoff 4 fouls. Oakley Johnson and Kristen Stewart with 3 fouls apiece. Tori Nelson with 3 as well. Rebels with their share of foul trouble also. Taylor McKee on the bench with 4 personal fouls. Cyrett gets into trouble, loses it, and Sage Tingy with a Rich County Government steal. Rebels with a championship cause, Rich County Government. I had Bryce Valley with 10 turnovers through the first 3 quarters, and they force a turnover, which is, by my count, the Rebels' 13th of the game. Floyd across the timeline. Starts to her right, then backs it out to the center court. Staple out high on her in a man-to-man defense. Right side Nelson. On the wing, dribbles to her left, near the free throw line, and she passes left as Cyrett cuts right. From our angle, that was Cyrett's left, and Bryce Valley gives it back to Rich.
Just looked like a simple miscommunication, early season jitters for Bryce Valley.
Coach Brinkerhoff takes a timeout. We will too. Timeouts are brought to you by 34-28. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter just underway, and the Rebels lead 34-28. Rich has the basketball. Bryce Valley, I got to be honest, I'm impressed by what I've seen from them today, especially defensively. But a few too many fouls, and there's another. That'll be a 9th team foul against Bryce Valley, and it's Brooklyn Cyrett's 3rd personal.
You know, right before that foul happened, McKenna Stacy gave a nice little shake move over to, I believe it was Cyrett, and kind of got around her, but the foul kind of stopped the play.
1-and-1 free throws for Stacy, and she swishes the first one through. She's 3 for 3 in the ball game, with another Bear Lake Realty free throw coming. Stacy with 12 points, including that free throw. A handful of rebounds, 4 steals in the game, by my count. Stacy's second one, rims in and out. And Todd, Dad, Stacy, I'm sorry, that's probably my fault. I said she was perfect on free throws, and then she misses one. That's the curse of the broadcaster, Elam. You got to be aware of that.
Yes. You know about
it.
Oh yeah, I know.
Cyrett penetrates, dishes off Johnson. Quick shot with the right. No. Rebound, J.C. Cornea. And that's what Rebels will need her to be just like that all season long. Strong and pulling down the rebounds.
Well, in the second half, she has been all over it on those boards, definitely pulling them down. And like you said, if she can continue to build it, I mean, she's got 5 already right now, so if she can get those boards. So
5 in the second half. Yeah, and I've got her with 7 total. I may have given her an extra one here or there, but I've got her with 7 rebounds. Stacy was fouled and heads back to the free throw line. It was Oakley Johnson's 5th personal. And so now we're going to start seeing with Johnson has 4, Brinkerhoff has 4, Stewart and Cyrett with 3 apiece.
And Brinkerhoff just checked back in.
Stacy's second Bear Lake Realty free throw swishes through. McKenna has 14 points. Again, averaged almost 16 points a game last year. 2 more Bear Lake Realty free throws puts the Rebels on top, 37-28. Bryce Valley led 26-21. Since then, Rich has outscored the Mustangs. What's that? 16-2. Mustangs work it around the arc. Floyd tries to hand off and does. Just keeps it away from Stacy on the 3-man weave. Brinkerhoff starts right, goes back left. Rebels switching on screens. Up top in a man-to-man defense with Sydney Hatch defending Oakley Johnson down underneath. Pass into Macy Brinkerhoff. Cornea had position, knocked the ball away, but JC picks up her 2nd personal foul.
And this is another example of the game that Bryce Valley wants to play. They want to make Rich play that slow, methodical, wait for your opportunity, wait for your chance type chess match, really.
A bunch of horns, as that's a Rebel 4th team foul. JC Cornea's 2nd. Oh, the horn was, who was the foul? The scoreboard charged it to Macy Brinkerhoff, but it was on JC Cornea, Rebel number 35. Pass down inside, and Johnson goes up strong against 2 Rebel defenders. One of them fouled her. And Johnson will go to the line where she's 4 for 4. Allie Wallenstein, the guilty party, her 3rd personal. Oakley Johnson, 9 first-half points, has not scored yet in the second half, and we're almost midway through the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. And she misses short on the front end. Second free throw upcoming. Bryce Valley, 21 points in the first half. They've scored just as Johnson misses that second free throw as well, and Hatch pulls down the Rebel rebound. Bryce Valley with just 7 points in the second half. Cornea misses one from point-blank range, and Johnson has the rebound for Bryce Valley.
It's interesting. Every time Rich is about to start an offensive possession, they're running to the end, and then Bryce Valley just slowly, methodically getting it to the timeline. Johnson
steps to her right, pulls up and hits. Right side 5-foot jumper from the angle. That's the first points of the quarter for Bryce Valley. And Coach Brinkerhoff takes a timeout with 4:28 left in the Bear 946-8888. Or visit BearLakeRealty.com. And a great option they can help you with is buy a home, rent it out so it pays for itself. There's a lot of demand for rentals in the Bear Lake area, especially during the summer. So you rent that house out, you earn some money, let the house pay for itself. You enjoy it some of the time as well. It's BearLakeRealty.com. Rebels break the press, get it right corner. Wallenstein for three, just short over the top. And Floyd, nice rebound by Kesley Floyd.
Wallenstein been looking for that three-point shot all afternoon. I think she's only got one so far, but she's getting good looks, and that's a good sign moving forward for the Rebels.
Hit one midway through the second, or late in the second quarter, and has missed a couple since then. Floyd looking for a backdoor cut, but then goes again to the top left wing and travels. So the turnover is Bryce Valley's 13th by my count, which is unofficial, but pretty close. Taylor McKee back into the ball game. She picked up 4 fouls in fairly limited action. Rebels break the press, and Cornea goes up strong. She's hit from behind and draws the foul. JC will go to the line and shoot 2.
You know, that play was set up by Wallenstein. She got the ball in the right corner, or our right corner, and instead of taking the shot, she saw Cornea rushing towards the hoop and just shot it to her to try to give her a chance to make that shot.
Foul charge to Brooklyn Syrett, her 4th. 10 points, 4 fouls in the game as Cornea misses back iron. JC's first free throw attempt of the season. Last year shot about 50% at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Another Bear Lake Realty free throw coming for Cornea. 3:38 left in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th. And JC back iron again. Stacy fighting for the rebound, pokes it out to Bryce Valley.
About 2 Rebels pointing over at Bryce Valley saying, no, it's on them, it's on them. Please fall on deaf ears sometimes.
Yeah. Bryce Valley trails by 7, 37-30 with 3.5 left in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th. Nelson didn't play much in that third quarter because of foul trouble. She's got 3. Syrett around the top of the arc to Nelson on the right wing. Fakes a pass, drives, and finishes. Nelson with a second drive and finish of the game.
You know, what I'm seeing from this Bryce Valley team this afternoon is a patient basketball team. They're not making a lot of, they made mistakes with the turnovers, but they're not making a lot of shooting mistakes, and it's paying off.
Tingy down on the left corner. A little hesitation or trouble gathering the ball. Took a step before she fully gathered it and traveled. Rich with its, I've got 14th turnover of the game. Dribbling right, and the pass down toward the corner. Tingy fouls. She had different ideas of what the call should have been, but it is a third personal foul on Sage Tingy. Rebel 16 foul with just under 3 minutes left in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th. Bryce Valley inbounds to Nelson. Stacy defending her in a man-to-man. Left wing, Brinkerhoff holds, looks, holds, then kicks back to Nelson. Rebels in a man-to-man defense. Cutter in the middle, nothing there. Syrett up top to Johnson, around to Nelson, left wing. Bounce inside. Syrett works around Wallenstein, and Allie doesn't agree with the blocking foul, but an and one. Wallenstein picks up her 4th personal foul. And Rich takes its foot off the gas, and now Bryce Valley's within 3, can make it 2 if Syrett hits the free throw.
You know, a few more Rich fouls, and it's going to turn into a chess game for Coach Lundgren, where he's going to have to decide who he wants at certain parts.
Stacy breaks the press on her own with the dribble, gives it inside to Tingy, and she's hitting the back. Knocked to the floor. Foul called against Tori Nelson. I believe it would be her 4th, and it is. It's also double bonus time, so Rich will go to the free throw line, and Sage Tingy will shoot 2.
Well, all of a sudden we're now in a 2-point ball game, so these free throws are going to matter, and it makes you wonder if we're going to be seeing can't remember who it is for Bryce Valley that's shooting very well from the line.
Siret, yeah. Brooklyn Siret is 6 of 7.
So makes you wonder if that'll be the person they're going to try to get the ball to a lot more to try to get her to draw some fouls.
Well, it was Bryce Valley led 26-21 early in the third quarter. Rich outscored them 16-2 for a stretch and led 37-28, but Bryce Valley on a 7-0 run. Make it 7-1 as Tingy hit one of those 2 free throws. Hit the first, missed the second. Brinkerhoff dribbles right, and Cornea gives her a little hip check. That's the Tabiona special right there. Right, Lynn? That's how they play defense, and I'll tell you, they get away with it because they've got their hands up to their sides, and it's physical, but tough defense. Brinkerhoff at the free throw line. Shooting 2. She was shooting when she was fouled, so misses the front end short. Some substitutions as Eliana Brown checks out. Rebels have Tingy, Stacy, McKee, Wallenstein, and Cornea on the floor. Second free throw rattles home for Macy Brinkerhoff, who has 1 point in the ball game and brings the Mustangs back to within 2. McKee crosses the timeline, then backs it out. Siret, Nelson, Brinkerhoff, Johnson, and Stewart on the floor for Bryce Valley, and McKee passes it away, looking for Wallenstein. Allie had stopped on her cut, on her motion out toward the center court as McKee passed it, and the ball just bounced right out of bounds. So a one-possession ball game, and Bryce Valley has the basketball with under 2 minutes left in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Rebels could use a Rich County government steal here. Going to play some solid defense and stay in front. Siret back out to Johnson on the left corner. She picks it up, pivots around, and hands back to Siret. Brooklyn around the top of the arc. Tingy defending. And they get it to Nelson. Fires into Brinkerhoff. Dribbles to her right. Picks up the dribble. Looked like a travel, but I don't think it was. It was just good work, a good move of the pivot foot. Johnson thought about a three-point shot, passed it up, drives to her left, and Cornea reaches in, pokes it away, but picks up her third personal foul, Rebel 9th team foul, with 1:12 left to go. 1-and-1 free throws for Oakley Johnson.
And in a 2-point game right now, this late, this is where this game could all be won and lost at the free throw line.
Johnson hit her first 4. She's missed her last 2. Misses short, and an offensive rebound. No, Wallenstein has it. Macy Brinkerhoff went over her back to knock it loose, and it's on the floor, a jump ball. Possession arrow to the Bryce Valley Mustangs. That's a Mountain Valley Cattle Company jump ball. Brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Brinkerhoff into the middle. Johnson misses just off, and J.C. Cornea the strong rebound. She says, no, this one is mine, and Johnson fouls her trying to take it away. Johnson just fouled out. That's her 5th personal foul. With 1:04 left to go, she'll finish with 11 points, and I've got her with 6 rebounds. That's, of course, unofficial. A couple of Rebels go over to give Johnson a high five and a pat on the back. 1:04 left to go, and J.C. Cornea at the line where she's 0 for 2. Bear Lake Realty free throw line, shooting 2. We're well into the double bonus. A whistle, and the out official does say, just confirm, hey, this is 2 free throws, ladies. 1:04 left to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth. 2 big Bear Lake Realty free throws here, Elon.
Absolutely, and Cornea can erase all the heartache she's had behind the stripe. She sinks them, and she gets the first one, so here we go.
Well, that's a big one there. That makes it a 3-point ball game. The second one would make it a 2-possession ball game. That's not as much of a factor yet, still with 1:04 left to go. Cornea's second Bear Lake Realty free throw, left side of the iron, no. Stacy fights and hustles for the rebound. Can't get it, but she forces the turnover. Brinkerhoff saved it to Nelson on the sideline, and Nelson's toe was on the line, out of bounds. So credit Stacy with the forced turnover. Not a Rich County government steal, but just as good as one. Rich, go ahead.
And now Rich gets a chance to kind of put some daylight between them.
And they find Tingy all alone. She misses the layup from the left side, but Cornea in there with position on the rebound is fouled by Kristen Stewart. And that's Stewart's fourth. Cornea back to the line to try and push the lead out a little further. Cornea, 1 of 4 from the Bear Lake Realty free throw line in this game. I remember last year, I think it was against ICS, she went 8 for 8. And can't get this one off the right side of the iron, to the left. 39-36. Rich, good on free throws, but struggling a bit in this fourth quarter. Cornea 1 of 5. This one would make it a 2-possession game, and she gets it to ease down through. Big one from the junior, J.C. Cornea. Rich leads by 4 with under a minute to go.
Getting 2 of those last 4 is probably going to come back and really make a difference in this game.
Certainly will. Stewart, top of the key, right wing to Syret. And this is where that patient style may bite him a little bit. Floyd turns and shoots. McKee got her with the body. Taylor not happy with the call. She thought she was straight up and had position, but picks up her 5th personal foul, and she fouls out with 40 seconds left. 3 points, went 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Allie Wallenstein checks back in. She's got 4 fouls. Boy, if we go to overtime, I don't think the teams might not have anybody left. First free throw for Kesley Floyd. Swishes through. Rebels and Bryce Valley. 40 seconds left to go. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick one as well here in this Bear. 40 seconds left to go, but Kesley Floyd just hit a free throw. Bryce Valley just 3 of 8 in the quarter from the free throw line. Rebels not much better. 6 of 12 at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. And Floyd's second rattles out. Cornea had the rebound. Syret, a little bit of contact from behind, knocks the ball away and out of bounds off of Cornea. Basketball possession to Bryce Valley. 38.7 seconds to go. Syret to inbound. Looking underneath for Syret. Can't find her. Goes up top. Floyd near the timeline. Dribbles to her right with time running down. Let me get that station on main scoreboard back up there for you with 30 seconds to go. And Rich leading by just 3. Floyd drives. Blocked from the side. McKenna Stacy with a precision play of the game. Brought to you by McKay Frankham Dental Services. And Stacy heads up court. Gets fouled by Brooklyn Syret, whose day just ended 21.6 seconds early.
And that is not the player you want to foul if you're Bryce Valley. Right now you're looking at a 3-point game. McKenna Stacy goes up there. She can make it a 5-point deficit with 20 seconds left. This could be the icing on the cake right here.
Rebels lead by just 3 with 21 seconds left to go. And Brooklyn Syret, boy, she had herself a nice game. 13 points. Averaged 8 points a game last year. This year as a junior, starts things off well. Did great from the free throw line. 6 of 7. But fouls out. McKenna Stacy hits the first Bear Lake Realty free throw. And going back to that block by Stacy, boy, it couldn't have come at a better time. And is your McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. Stacy's second free throw. Perfect swish. She's 5 of 6 from the line here in this fourth quarter.
Up-tempo offense here from Bryce Valley. This is something we haven't seen from them very much today.
Well, they have to with 15 seconds to go. Nelson drives. Shot blocked by J.C. Cornea. And Stacy comes up with the rebound. McKenna dribbling, gets away from the defense, and will just try to dribble it out. Gives to Wallenstein with 3, 2, 1. Allie holds it, and the Rebels win in a close one over a scrappy Bryce Valley team, 42-37. The final. Rich with the victory on the station on main scoreboard. This fourth quarter has been brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.